Howdy. Quick disclaimer, the title is a little bit clickbait. There's other good setups for this. This is just one of them that I thought was interesting. It's utilizing the Serral's Masterwork Mace with the enchants for socketed Vaal skills have 100% reduced soul gain prevention duration, and the Hate Forge. So I'm using this with Vaal Smite. I think it's the best setup. I saw somebody using this with Volcanic Fissure. I can't do that because I have this reduced projectile speed and it looks super goofy. I'll actually show it real quick when I do the map. So what we're doing is, I'll explain the build real quick actually. So you use the reduced duration. The Hate Forge gives your Vol skills rage cost instead of souls cost. So you see there it has 13 rage cost on it. That just means as long as you can, and with this paired with the reduced soul gain prevention, means that as long as you have rage, you can basically always use your Vol skills. The Vol skill that I have chosen is Vaal Smite. So you pair this with the Squire, so you can have a 6 link on it. Rest of the build is pretty much bog standard strength stacker. I actually did have a zenith set up, so that's my weapon swap for bosses and stuff. But I'm going to explain how the rage works. So one of the ways that you can help sustain rage is through these two masteries here. So one of them is War Cries have a minimum of 10 power. And then down here, War Cries grant 1 rage per 5 enemy power, up to 5. So that means you're getting 2 rage every time you War Cry. And we do auto exertion linked with General's Cry because it has the fastest cooldown. So you'll see in maps we positively sustain rage when we're not attacking instead of degenning it. It also prevents the loss of rage. So like you don't start degenning it ever as long as you can War Cry. So that's the setup here. I have a kind of a strong amulet, so I want to show it off with my not so strong amulet, just an Astromentus here. And I'll showcase a map with it real quick. Rest of the gear is, I think most of this gear is pretty affordable. Aside from the Alberons, most expensive thing, obviously Mage Blood. Nothing on here is crazy. I'd say over 20 div. No specific piece of gear on here is worth over 20 div. So it's not, I mean, the strength stacker, it's always expensive, but I'm not running like a 10 mirror build. So um, I guess let's go run a map. Oh, one more thing. I also use Static Strike here to sustain rage, so I'm hitting. And I also have a rage gain on hit here from my Lethal Pride. So quality it up real quick. Let's do a map that I won't die a ton on. This one is totally fine. My Fortify is going to be degenning a ton, but that's okay. I'll just do it naked with no scarabs for right now, just for the showcase. So the way the build plays, I think the clear is better than Lightning Strike. So you run in I Static Strike, so I'm hitting to get my rage up, and you can see even if I run away from these guys, I'm still passively generating rage. Like I'm at 36 capped, and I keep War Crying, so you run over, and you smite, and everything dies. And run over here, smite, everything dies. And this is the build. And as you can see, I'm also getting rage from my Vaal Smite hits as well. You can't spam it, but you can kind of sustain it as long as you're one-tapping packs like that. You can, yeah. And then for rare mobs, like he didn't die, you can use regular smite. It actually deals decent damage for rares and stuff. And this is the build. So you can see I'm a little bit low on rage here. I can't use my Vaal Smite right now. So if I don't want to regen it, I can use my Static Strike. And you can see my Static Strike gets me up really fast without me having to sit there and attack. So it's a lot safer. You can just pop it and then run around. And as long as you're near monsters, the beam chaining will generate your rage. I'm trying to get like a big juicy pop. You can see it even off screens quite a bit. I think it hit something up here actually. So you hit these guys all the way over here. So you can off screen with melee, which is kind of cool. Smite's like pseudo melee, but still feels good. And then for the bosses, I swap. You don't have to swap this. I'll swap to my zenith. This is pretty normal. And you don't have to swap gloves. I just have the +1 strike target on there. So I like doing the non-Vaal skills strike 2 additional targets. It makes it easier to like for this boss specifically because of these guys. And you have so much time between Katarina phases that like you don't need to. That's the map. I don't feel like doing this fight right now. You have so much time between the Katarina phases that you don't really have to worry about glove swapping and stuff. So This is the setup. This is with an Astromentus. You don't need a GG amulet for this, and the rest of the gear is expensive again because it is strength stacker. But this alone, just for winning this, costs like 120 div at current prices. Power runes are like at 6 div when I did this, 5.5 to 6, and this is like 120 div to craft. So just the enchants on them. So it's kind of a barrier to entry. But if you have a lot of money and you're playing Strength Stacker and you want to do something fun, this is the clear on this feels really good. A lot better than Lightning Strike because it deals with proximity shields better. And I don't have to sit there standing still attacking. I just right click it and it pops the whole screen and then I keep running along. So that's the showcase. If you have any questions, feel free to ping me in game or on Discord and I'll answer them however I can. And thanks for watching. Bye.